Good morning. Welcome to another fabulous day of D-Scraps, E-Scraps. This morning I have a Hewlett Packard Elite desktop computer running Windows 7 and labeled, it's labeled iCore 7 inside. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. You never do, but it would be nice. If you're going to do an HP computer, you're going to need a long-handled Torx screwdriver. And let's go. This is going to be an extremely busy week around here. I hope the weather holds up and lets me get everything done I need to do. I procured, hopefully, a storage container full of electronics equipment. We have servers. I've got a lot of computers, some switches. Should be quite a good bit of material. With the channel doing as well as it is, and by the way, thank you all of you who are supporting my very new channel. With all of that going on, I'm going to need to purchase things so I can continue to provide you with quality content. So that means that I will be spending the next couple of days getting everything I have here cleared up and out of here. Probably wind up going to Rockaway Scrapyard. I have to call and see if I can get an appointment. Bring what I have, cash it in, get the funds to purchase the new equipment, and keep things moving along. You wouldn't believe how much stuff this guy has. It turns out he does IT recovery, so he does what I wish I could find clients to do, but I haven't found as many contacts as I would like. I'll get there. So that's heavy, but it's probably aluminum. I will scrape there just to make sure. That can go in the bucket down cellar with its friends. We got some RAM. I don't know if you saw my video last night. It took like 45 pieces of RAM to even make a pound. Let me bring that up just a little bit. I also fixed my iPhone problem. I ran into a problem where the phone just ran out of storage, and I did not want to have to go purchase a new phone. The phone I have is perfectly good. I'd like a new iPhone, they're fun, but I don't need it. What I was able to finally do, and it took me forever to figure it out, is I wound up buying additional storage, which I had done. I was able to transfer all my photos and videos to the cloud, so I have them, and I freed up enough space on my phone that I can continue like so. Okay, here's our bent arm. I don't have high hopes for this chip because this is such an old computer. Drum roll, please. I'll be darned. iCore 7. i7. Oh, son of a gun. Let's play bingo. i7 868. So I'll have to look that up on the Board Sort website for their test and buy program. I have no way to test the chip. I don't have anything set up for that. That's something I'd like to do down along the line. I'd like to set up a couple. I have the room. I have the workroom down cellar. But I'd really like to see about testing and reselling some of these things. It's certainly better than scrap. The thing is a lot of these older computers, people want to fix them, and you can't buy the parts because the computer is so old. spots. That's why so many people just chuck what appear to be perfectly good computers, because they're just too slow. Especially gaming computers. Something you're really going to find with the gaming computers, a lot of them use the AMD colored motherboards. They use this kind of a chip. It's pinned. But the boards burn out really, really fast. I can't tell you. They're plastic. They're not a good quality board. That's why they pay so much less scrap value-wise. They burn out really quick. You'll see burn spots all over them. So I don't resell those boards. They're just not made well enough to handle the speed and the temperatures. Just as an aside, when you do a gaming computer, this is a, I'm sure this fan works. I'm going to clean it and I'm going to try and test it. That's a very expensive fan. It also has a very nice piece of copper on it. If it doesn't work, I win either way. And man, look at that graphics card. Wow. So I'd like to be able to test these as opposed to just scrapping them. So that'll keep aside. I'm really sorry I wasn't able to video the scrapping out of the gaming computer. Unfortunately, that was when my problems with the phone started. So I'm sorry that I wasn't able to share that with you. Anywho, onwards. Onwards, onwards, onwards. Gotta keep going here. Looking to see. I gotta get these wires out of my way because otherwise it's a pain in the neck to get the board out. So get your wires. Make sure you separate your computer wires. I have to give a shout out to Cable Management in Meriden. That is my one of my new yards that I'm working with. Really, really nice people. They have I've never seen any yard grade wire as extensively as they do. Unbelievable. And that's what they do, Cable Management. So they, I couldn't believe how much I got paid for junky, crummy spaghetti wire, and that's what I call this stuff. It was 55 cents a pound. I think that's amazing. And that's with the ends off. I didn't even have to clip them. So that's pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned, because I get buckets and buckets and buckets of this. So that was a good find. They were very well organized, by the way. They are a non-ferrous yard, so I still have to deal with the scrap yard for my computer shells and such. But I was able to sell them my power supplies without wires. I sold my hard drives without boards. I sold all of my media drives, the CD drives, the DVD drives. They bought all of that. It was a really good first trip. They were very, very nice. You pull up, you ring the bell, they come out, unload your car for you, bring you into a nice, comfy, warm waiting room, give you coffee, and invite you over to, to see the way the stuff, you can see everything. Really, really nice place. I was very pleased. It was worth the drive. I also must get a new pair of snips today, I think. Oh yeah, so if you're out in the Meriden, Connecticut area, I highly recommend Cable Management. They don't pay as well for computer boards as BoardSort does, but they are close by. Sometimes, conveniences is your option, but I think for me right now, I'm going to continue selling the higher quality stuff to BoardSort, or possibly go out to Rockaway, New York, which is an hour and a half. So those are decisions I got to make down the line. My whole thought process right now is with this huge load of stuff coming in, I'm going to have to move material and move it very fast. Otherwise, I'll end up with a big mess. my family is finding it hard to believe that their 65-year-old aunt is now on YouTube. I did not expect this to happen. I really didn't. The weather's been very cold. I got bored. I couldn't get out of the house. I said, well, you know, I think I'll put up some instructional videos about e-scrapping. I've actually been doing it for about 7 years. I trained one of our local scrap yards in the fine art of e-scrap. They bought my website, my old website. My new one is thecomputerscraproom.com, by the way. And I had sold them my other website, which I'm not even going to tell you what it was. That's how mad I am at them. Well, I'm not really mad anymore. I'm over it because I've done much better doing this than dealing with them. You've got to know your materials, folks. That's another reason I do these videos. I'm not saying that scrapyards are all dishonest or they try to cheat you. They don't. They really don't. But a lot of these guys who work at the scrapyard, they're metal guys. That's what they do. They don't know about e-scrap unless it's a scrapyard with a dedicated e-scrap team, like Rockwell has or Cable Management has. Those guys know e-scrap. So they're not always going to know how to count your stuff in. I weigh everything before I bring it to any scrapyard. And it's actually what got me in hot water with these guys was I would bring my stuff in, weighed, my boxes teared out. I knew exactly what was in there. I taught them how to sort e-scrap. Hours of time I spent doing that. Taught them how to do e-scrap, how to sort it. You know, they went on with the selling it and the auctioning it out and all that stuff. That's what they do. But I spent hours training them, and they started stealing from me. Well, come on, guys. If you're doing that to me, what are you doing to other people? And, you know, when you short somebody, that's stealing. And it's too bad. You know, I complained and they didn't like it. I don't like to complain, and I don't do it very often. But, gee whiz, guys. Really? You think I don't know what I'm bringing you? Anyway, Dee, get off your soapbox and get back to your computer. I'm sorry. So, not a bad computer. These things are awfully dusty. They're usually been on a floor under a desk, so I should really be wearing a mask. I should be wearing gloves. I should be doing a lot of things. Alright. You're definitely going to need the long-handled torque screw driver to work on HPs. They pretty much all have that kind of a screw. I'm sure this won't show up on camera. I hope it does. But there's not only a torque screw there, there is a slotted screwdriver flathead option as well. Okay, let's see. I run a music school in the afternoon, so I do e-scrapping in the morning to raise some extra funds. Okay. Product of China, so it's not in the video card. I'll sell this probably. I'd like to test it, but I don't have the facilities to do so. But I will take off the bracket. I will take off the fan and the heat sink. This will be sold as a gold-fingered card. I will remove the heat sink and the bracket, so it'll be in its cleanest, purest form to sell to board sort. Not too much left in here. Once you've done one, you've done them all. That's pretty much standard. forget to take the battery out. Lithium-ion batteries will cause a fire going through the shredder. They shred these boards. These boards are very rich in copper, gold, palladium. So they will take this board, the refiner will take this board, put it through a shredder, and the components filter out. So by putting a lithium-ion battery in there, they run the risk of a fire. Plus, the things are toxic as heck, and that's not healthy for the workers. So just make sure you don't leave the battery on the board. They could refuse your entire load and just send it back to you. I've seen it happen. Not to me, but I have seen it happen to other people. I'll take the aluminum off. Why not? Cover that so it doesn't spring back and hit me. And that's done. So we have a small metal socket. I can't fit a quarter in there, so it's a small socket. Small metal socket, green motherboard. Best value for me on here probably is going to be this i7 chip that I can't test here, but I'm going to send that off to board sort. Power supply. These will push out through the front cover. I'll have to take the cover off to get them. These older computers, there's probably a nice chunk of brass inside of the DVD board, the DVD player, CD-ROM, whatever it actually may be. And usually on the older computers, you'll get a halfway decent board, especially if there's a SATA connector. The SATA connectors are the gold pins. We talked about those on the hard drives last night. So let's go ahead and get this out of here. Take this out. These should push through. Keyword, should. Oh. There we go. I could sell these as media boards. They get like 15 cents a pound for media components, CD-ROM drives and things like that. Board Sort will buy the boards, and often this is a quality board. I want to say often because, like everything else, it really just depends. I won't say it till I get in there. Now the sun is out. It would be nice to get out and about a little bit. It's been so cold. I'd really love to clean off the patio and clean out my driveway and the backyard and things before I bring more junk home. Yeah, this had the SATA connector. I meant to say, if it has a non-SATA 2 rows of gold pins, you usually get a better board. But it's not bad. It's okay. Board Sort will buy that. This should be brass. Always point things away from your face. And that should be a nice piece of brass. I'll test it with the magnet and a file before I put it into the brass bucket. That can go right back in there. That can go there. That can go there. And I would presume this one is the same. So this is a SATA connection, SATA. I don't expect to find a super high grade board in there. And it should be just what I just pulled apart. That leaves the power supply. You got to take out 4 screws back here that are holding the power supply to the computer. And then there's a push button right here. Hewlett Packards are usually pretty easy to take apart. So are Dell's. Usually. I mean, they're usually just pretty straightforward. Okay. So when I sort these for sale, power supply, no wires. CD-ROM or DVD-ROM, depending on what it is you're selling. That can go with media stuff. This one didn't have a CD player in it. It just had the DVD player in it. Low-grade wire, that'll all get sorted, and it's in its own rubbish bin. And that's another computer shell I can take to the yard. My car is full of computer shred right now. It's going to pay me about 11 bucks, and I know it is, and I really hate going to the yard. I hate going to the yard anyway, to tell you the truth. I don't like the scrap yard at all. But, gotta do it. I just don't want the mess everywhere. Please like and subscribe, and I do welcome your feedback about my video. I got some really nice feedback last night from a couple of new subscribers. I am going to do something about the camera situation and a better setup. That's going to be a work in progress. I've got to start generating some funds from the channel before I can invest more money, is really what it comes down to. In the meantime, hang in with me, we'll get better. Better with age, just like a fine wine. I've got a little bucket jar. I always put the screws in something because they will get all over my yard, into my tires, into my feet, into my neighbor's feet. They'll drop all over the street. They'll fall out of the pickup truck bed. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. I want to be a good neighbor, not a sloppy, messy one. Okay. Just by way of mention, if you really have to fight with these things, just chuck them in shred. They don't pay that much. And sometimes it's really just not worth your time. So, not a bad board. I'll take that all day, every day. As I said, boards, we'll buy these. Go over there with its friends. That's definitely brass. Some people will go after these motors. I don't. I really don't. That's a bit too fiddly for me. There we go. Nice piece of brass. Goes with its friends over there. That can go there. That can go there. And that's done. So that was an HP Elite computer. Probably got a pound of wire out of it. That's not too bad. We got a pound of wire. Got a board. Got some weight from the metal. A couple of CD boards. Nice card. And a couple of pieces of RAM. I'd say probably $5 or $6 worth of value, including the wire and the shred. Not too bad. Someday I'll get a paralysis of analysis video up with just how much these things come out to per unit. Right now I don't have the time because I have to get ready for the next load of stuff. Great. I'd like to take a moment, wish you a happy Saturday, have a good weekend. Thank you for tuning into the video. I'm going to continue to try to put up some instructional videos for you. I don't have a lot of different computers left to do. We've done the Dell Optiplexes. We've done a couple of other Dell computers. I'll be getting some servers. I'll be getting some switches and some Wi-Fi equipment. Those things I know are coming when I go pick up this big load of stuff. So, you know, just do the last of these vintage computers. That'll keep us up with some new content for the next couple days, and then we will tear into the why do I do these things to myself load. All right, everybody, God bless. Stay warm, stay wonderful.